Hi, I'm Erin Connor, and this is the Incoherent Fangirls podcast.
Welcome to the Incoherent Fangirl.
Where today we are going back to high school because emo was never a phase.
It was never a phase, never
Mm-mm.
not once. I am Mandy of England in multiple instances.
And I'm Karen of the Covert Branch. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hello.
In our timeline, it is February 5th, and in y'all's timeline is February 13th.
It's your turn.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Tomorrow in your time, I will have an 11-year-old, and I don't like it.
I don't like that either.
Mm-mm. It's crazy because, like, it's Friday the 13th. February 13th is Friday the 13th, which was the same as the year she was born, which was, I was like convinced she was going to be born on February 13th. I was like,
Oh,
Friday the 13th, that's so cool. No, she listened to grandma instead and was like, Valentine's Day.
of course she listened to Grandma because 1 + 3 is 4. She was like, I'm not being born on anything to do with the 4.
Like the 14th?
Well, 14th, I guess. Yeah. But 4 + 1 is 5.
There's still a 4.
14 is not 4.
That is it's literally 10 more than 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
So grandma was like, don't come on 1 + 3. I don't know.
I don't know. That's so valid. That's so valid. Sorry, Patreon. I've got a little pirate dog today, but he's real cute. So enjoy.
I've got
while
one
you
in
can.
my lap, so I'm one-handed today, unless he moves, because he's laying on my wrist, but
Yeah.
he's sleeping.
He laid his head down, and I thought he was gonna stay there, and then he
No,
moved.
he
I
wants to
breathed
see his
funny.
adoring public.
I breathed funny, and he woke up. So it's fine. Let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
This week in fangirling, my dear, what did you do?
I went immediately downstairs and watched The Traitors. Both love and hate what happened next week or last week. Love because it was really good TV,
It was good TV.
and I hated it, but now I have a new person to rally behind.
Mm,
Spoilers for The Traitors. Spoilers for The Traitors. Go away
yeah.
for 2 minutes. I'm like riding hard for Candace now. I want her to take Rob down.
Listen, she was so smart and so like
That throwaway vote?
people think that that was like
A throwaway? It
a
was
throw
not.
a throwaway. It was a stupid move. Like no,
Mm-mm. Because
because
now if he says, I think Candace is a traitor, she's gonna be like, how do you know that? Or
no,
if they send her home,
if
they're gonna
she's
be
gonna
like,
be
that throwaway?
maybe she's hinting that. So yeah, now she's protected herself from Rob flipping on her because if
Yeah.
he does and he tries to go after her, then and she gets out, he's going next.
Yeah.
Because why would she throw away a vote on Rob when she
Right.
knows who the traitors are?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that was the smart ass move.
I'm rallying behind her now. I want
That was
her to go all the way.
hella smart move. Hella smart move.
Yeah. I so
Uh,
fucking hate Colton.
oh yeah, 100%.
And like I'm gonna miss Renna for her
Oh, she was such good
Renna-ness.
TV
She's
though.
really good TV.
She was
Like you
such
don't
good
have to
TV.
like her. I don't
No,
necessarily like, but she makes for good
no,
entertainment.
she is good TV for real, for
Yeah.
real. Yeah,
Yeah. So I hate that we've lost that.
but yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll
We'll see
see.
what happens. I'm excited. I love that show.
Yeah. Okay, my niece is 7 now, who I used to call my baby niece, but now I have a baby niece.
Mm-hmm.
She had a K-pop Demon Hunters themed bowling party because she is one of us.
I'm so shocked.
Her gifts were K-pop Demon Hunters, Wicked,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
love it. She
Yes,
took Wicked cupcakes to her class at
of
school.
course.
Like
Love it.
fangirl, fangirl. And then Sunday I binged the newest section of a season of Bridgerton. I'm so freaking over the split season bullshit. I understand why they're doing it because they want you to pay for 2 months of Netflix instead of just one. But that's annoying. They created binge watching and now they're taking it away from us. Hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Obviously I can't say too much about Bridgerton, even though they're technically kind of standalone, intertwined, whatever. But I will say that I have spent years on this podcast, on Facebook, in person, telling everyone that will listen, I'm going to be a Benedict girl. Like, yeah, I like the other seasons, but I'm a Benedict girly. I just know it. My dude has flopped so far, which I know the first half of the season usually does. Like, you think all hope is lost and you know an HEA is coming. But this ain't stealing me from Anthony. It's not stealing me from Anthony. That's for damn sure. Like, I'm not going anywhere on Anthony. So that's where we are. Mama Violet, if you know, you know. I'm just going to tell you because it's not really like a major thing. But she has a gentleman that she's interested in, and Violet wants to have her garden watered, if you catch my drift. And so her housemaid like helps her get everyone out of the house and invites a gentleman over for tea. And this is like, I think it's in the trailer for the season, so it's not like a plot line or anything. It's not a major plot. But he gets there and he's like, I thought we were having tea. And she was like, I am the tea you will be having. Get it, Mama Bridgerton.
So good.
Get it, Mama. And she looked dang good in her little Regency lingerie set.
Oh,
which
I love it.
Honestly, why do we need another round of cups at Walmart? Why is Bridgerton not making lingerie? Like, for real, for real. That's the collab.
So valid.
That's the collab that is needed. We don't need a freaking makeup tray at Walmart again. We don't need that. Lingerie, though, I think that they're missing a market. I'm just saying.
That is so valid.
Yeah. I've been slowly listening through Dragon Cursed, which I've talked about before. It's basically the last remaining human stronghold in which is Vingard, is nearly constantly assaulted by dragons. People who are dragon cursed basically turn into dragons, and so you have the mercy knights who show mercy to that person by killing the dragon. Zola is our female main character, and she has killed a dragon, but we still don't know, where I am at least, why or how. There's this creepy priest-like dude who's like the head of the government, because it seems like it's kind of a
religious cult sect.
Yeah, religious cult government. And then he's got this adopted son, Lucan, who we love Lucan, which I speculated that we would in the last time I talked about this. Still not done, but I'm having a good time. It's the busiest week of the month for me at work, so I haven't been able to like listen during the day as much as I normally would. And then
I just want to say off of that real quick, listeners, I apparently have this superpower where I need things from Mandy when she is at the busiest moment of her life.
This is
every
so
single
true and
time.
So funny. And you text me like the most helpful thing. She'll be like, "Hey, remember to do this," but it's like right as I'm going in to like
it's literally
give
I'm
the
like
presentation on the previous month's financials, or
I am such a good friend. I am so helpful. But my superpower is that I'm only helpful when you can't do anything with what I'm trying to
because
help
a
with.
lot of time last season it was when you were always texting me something
when you were driving. Yep.
Yeah. It was like no matter what. It got to the point where I would just like have one of the twins send you a photo of me behind the wheel.
I acquire new unhelpful superpowers every season.
And what's crazy is I don't normally go anywhere, but
Right?
you somehow always would
Right.
catch me.
You literally work from home.
Yeah.
You don't go out generally. And somehow every single time I text you, you are driving.
It would be like, oh my God, I need garlic for dinner. I have to run out. Or
Right.
a lot of times it was when I was going to the gym, which I need to get back into doing.
Right. That,
I
yeah,
got
last year
lazy.
was your gym year.
Yeah.
So yeah, there
Well, I
was
gotta get back into that.
I just wanted to throw that, like, I just thought it was too funny to not share because
That is
truly it
so
was like,
true.
hey, don't forget about this. Like, you need to do this. And then she's like, I'm in a meeting, or
Yeah.
I've
An
got
hour. Give
50,000.
me an
Yeah.
hour. I have
I'm
to
like,
present right now. I have to
right.
explain this monster beast of a spreadsheet to a bunch of other
Literally
people.
every time she texts me, you'll never guess what. And I'm like, oh shit, I did it again. Anyways,
Oh,
that's
okay.
all. That's all.
So I was in England for Bridgerton, but also if I'm gonna rage watch a movie, I'm gonna be fresh. So I'm rereading Wuthering Heights by Emily
Ah.
Bronte.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm preparing for my hate watch, is what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying. So just a light intro refresher for Wuthering Heights. You've got two snobbish families in the English moors, the Earnshaws and the Lintons, and the story is told from like Nellie, the housekeeper, is telling a story that happened in the past. It's like
Okay.
30 years after the events of the story. The Earnshaws, and primarily Mr. Earnshaw, fosters this son, Heathcliff. Like he goes away and comes back with this son,
Mm-hmm.
Heathcliff. He's like, this is my child. He's not white. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the
Yep.
first thing you learn about Heathcliff.
Right.
Even before it's like, hey, sit down and let me tell you a story. They're like, hey, there's crotchety old Heathcliff, the not white guy.
Right.
Um, so Mr. Earnshaw immediately is like, this is my favorite child. Not only is this my new child, this is my favorite child. Well, his two existing children are like, hey, excuse me, what the hell? We're here. And it gets worse once his wife dies because she's not there as a buffer to be like, dads, they're freaking crazy sometimes.
Right.
You're my favorite children. So the he's his favorite, whatever. The son, Henley, grows up, goes off to college, and he's like, I'm out of there. Well, then the dad dies, and Henley comes back, and he's like, I'm the Lord of Wuthering Heights now. Heathcliff, you're not beloved anymore. You're a servant.
Mm-hmm.
Go fix something.
Go
Go
be
back up in the
servanty.
attic where you belong. Yeah. You not white guy. Get away from us. And I don't say that to be hateful. That's how Hindley was, okay? It's a very big plot point and theme of the story that Heathcliff is not white. So Catherine, the Earnshaw's daughter, and Heathcliff are close. And one night they're spying on the Lintons because it's like a rivalry of the dueling families. And the Linton's dog attacks Catherine. They're, I guess, on Linton's land. And so they take her in and they're like trying to heal her and help her recover because they're like, our bad. Whoops. This is our fault. And while she's there, it's like several weeks. And they're like, we're going to train this rabid, feral Earnshaw child to be a lady. Like, she needs some manners and some couth about her. So she goes, she's healed. She goes back and she's kind of snobbish to Heathcliff. And that was like her bestie. So Edgar Linton is like their age. They've grown up now. And his wife dies. And so he proposes to Catherine and she's telling Nellie, the housekeeper, about it. And she's like, I love Heathcliff, but I could never marry him because he's not of my social standing. He's what?
Not white.
And he's beneath me and all of that. Well, Heathcliff overhears part of that conversation, doesn't get the I'm in love with him part, just gets the
bad
he's
part.
below me, whatever. He flees. Catherine goes insane because he's fled. And she eventually marries Edgar. Heathcliff comes back 3 years later, rich, but still not white. That's kind of where I'll leave off for now, but Heathcliff and Catherine are the actual worst. They are not goals. I'm not going to begrudge anyone, myself included, I'll be real, the opportunity to spend 2 hours staring at Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. I
Right.
get it. There's a cut where that man is holding his hands over her face and he's all long haired and bearded. And I am like a cartoon character playing the bazookas. Beautiful. But do not mistake Wuthering Heights for a romance. It is not. You're not getting an HEA. Okay. Miserably ever after. Miserably ever after is Wuthering Heights. So what I'll say Wuthering Heights because even the director is like, I put it in quotes on the posters because it's my interpretation, which she's in a little hot water.
Yeah, I saw a few
I
things.
saw someone talking about it today where she was like, well, I just didn't picture him
Mm-hmm.
as not white. And I'm like, I'm guilty of that, but in the opposite. I make people of color. Like my Azrael is black and my Morrigan is black, and they're all not that. So like I guess I'm guilty of it in reverse. I want casts to be more diverse, but I don't know. There's something about she says she loves this book so much. It's so meaningful to her. She rereads it all the time, and it's like,
And you never picked up on the fact that he's not
no.
white?
I mean,
Like it's
it
not
says dark complected.
right. It's
It
like not. It's not even like it's unclear.
No, it's
It's
not. It's very clear throughout that his skin color changes the way people view him, the way people
right.
treat him, and it's part of the story. This is not Ariel the Little Mermaid where
Right.
the color of her skin doesn't matter to the story
Right.
at all. This does. How did you miss that?
Yeah.
How did you willfully
After multiple
recast?
rereads,
Yeah, after
according to
rereading
you.
and rereading and rereading, according to you, how
Yeah.
do you do that? Like they use a slur about him a lot. Like
White people gonna white people.
white people gonna white people. But I will take one for the team and watch it just so that I can stare at those two for 2 hours.
I mean, that's so valid.
And I can
So
report
valid.
back on just how egregious
Yeah.
all of the changes are because there's a lot of things going on even in the trailer that I know for dang sure won't happen in this book. Okay?
Yeah.
There's a lot in this trailer that does not happen in this book. I already know it, even though I haven't read it since high school. But oof.
Hey, Mandy, quick
Anyways,
question.
what?
Is Heathcliff white?
You know, he's not. I think it's literally on the first page.
I'm so sorry. I could
Let
not
me
help
look
myself.
at this.
I had to. No, but like that's actually so insane.
Okay, so technically, this is a copy from 1961. This is the first page of chapter 1. He is a dark-skinned slur.
Oh.
So 2 pages in, 2.5
Yeah.
pages in, it tells you what he looks like.
That's fun.
Are you joking right now? Like, what the hell, guys?
That's crazy.
Like, I don't know. There's lots of attractive, darker skinned men
Okay, so this is
that we could have gone
completely,
with.
this is unrelated, but totally related once I explain it to you. I was taking a walk with my coworker. Like we took a break and we were taking a walk kind of around our area. And as we were walking, first of all, a cab, let me make that very clear. However, there was a police car driving by and we both kind of looked and then looked away and then both did a double take because the most beautiful black man was driving this car. And we
Oh
were
my
like,
God.
and she looked at me, she was like, that man was hot. I was like, yeah, can we go back? Can we go,
I feel like
can we commit a
need
crime real
this-
quick?
the song from The Rookie, arrest me, but make it sexy.
Anyways, yes, there are many beautiful black men, dark complexioned
Yes.
men that could have
Yes.
done it.
Because he's not black
He's not black, but he's like
in
darker.
my mind. I pictured more like someone of like Arabic descent.
Yeah. Just not,
It doesn't ever
yeah.
really say, like it uses some words that were used to describe black people then, but then they're also like Indian or
Right.
Arabic as well. So I think it's purposefully ambiguous,
But
but also
ambiguously
clear
dark.
that it's not white. Yeah.
Ambiguously dark.
Yeah.
Not white.
Right.
Very clearly not white.
Yes.
Yeah. So, report back.
I will do that. I will. I think that's all of my week. That was kind of a birthday celebration week. We also had a birthday
Yeah.
dinner on her actual birthday and crazy busy work week. So,
Mm-hmm.
what did you do this week?
Okay. I read Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, which is her adult debut. It all starts with a class, Folklore 117. I'm sorry, Folklore 517, Local Legends and Urban Myths, which is taught by somebody who is only known as the professor. So all the students think that the professor's stories are fiction. However, we have Holland St. James, who has always believed in magic. So she believes everything this professor is telling her. Her suspicions are confirmed when she actually tracks down a local legend known as the Watchman, who supposedly can tell you the exact date and time of your death.
Ooh.
Problem is, he tells her that she's going to die just 1 minute before midnight the following night.
Oh, no.
Unless she's able to find an ancient object, which is also believed to be a myth, called the alchemical heart. So Holland finds herself kind of getting pulled into this deep magical underground of LA, alongside this stranger who swears that her twin sister sent him to protect her. But the deeper she gets into this world, the more she realizes that everybody she's meeting in this world is lying to her, including this stranger. So the clock's ticking down to her death, and she has to figure out who she can actually trust. Otherwise, there might be nothing that can save her.
Yeah.
It was a fun. It's apparently the first in a series, which I did not realize. So there is a cliffhanger, not like like they're not hanging off a cliff. Like it's not a cliffhanger.
It's not
like
a
that.
Ballad of Never After or whatever. I don't remember which one had the cliffhanger.
No, it was Ballad, and it is not like that. Thank God. Because
I nearly died.
she actually already traumatized us, so she needs to not do that again.
Yeah.
No, there is a cliffhanger, but it's not Ballad of Never After cliffhanger. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes because it was the way Stephanie Garber writes, man.
I know. She's a monster.
She's
The best way.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Then I read The Mating Game by Alana Ferguson. This is like the companion novel to The Fake Mate. It follows Hunter Barrett, who is Noah's cousin from book one. He's the one who had the cabin that they went and had adventures in, let's say. Yeah. They got real hot. Okay, so you have Tess Covington, who is like not necessarily an influencer, but she has a lot of followers on like TikTok, and she does like home renovations and things like that. She's a contractor. She has spent her entire life thinking she was human, but upon landing in Denver for this contract job with flu-like symptoms that sends her to the ER, she finds out that not only is she actually a shifter, she might also be an Omega. Oops. Then you have Hunter, who is the owner of the renovation site that Tess has been contracted to work on. He also happens to be an alpha. Again, whoops. And he is also very grumpy. He does not like people. He is not a fan. However, when Tess shows up, smelling the way she smells because of who she is, they got to try and do a lot of keeping themselves separate. They're trying real hard to stay separate because he has this aversion to omegas due to a really bad breakup, and she is trying to make sure this renovation stays on track because it's basically her audition for her own HGTV show. So she's like, I can't let anything distract me. However, again, she has spent her entire life as a human. She is now late presenting as a shifter, and because
That's
she is
so confusing.
because she is also an omega, her heats are really intense, and it's made worse because she is around an alpha. And so they have to help her get through certain bad times with some good times.
Oh no.
The horror. So yeah, it's Lana Ferguson. Like,
Yeah.
it was excellent. Girl can do no wrong. Then I read Mermaids Never Drown, Tales to Dive for, haha, funny,
Yeah.
which is an anthology. This is the second in the Untold Legends series of anthologies. The first one I read was the Vampires
Mhm.
Never one. So once again, edited by Zaretta Cordova and Natalie C. Parker. So a similar thing, but with mermaids this time. Though this time, I know the other one I said that they gave like little short essays after each story. They didn't do that for this one, which I thought was
Aw.
interesting. I thought they were going to do kind of the similar thing, but nevertheless, still very lovely. Lots of fun stories. Really like. I feel like they all kind of explored different aspects of humanity within
Yeah.
the mermaids, and I was like, oh, I love this. So it was really fun. Continuing on with my Chloe Gong reread, I reread Foul Lady Fortune. I realized that I never listened to the audiobook for this one because I got the arc of it
Oh
and
yeah.
I devoured it in like 2 seconds because I was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the first in a new duology spin-off of These Violent Delights duology. We follow Rosalind, who not inexplicably, but she was injected with something to save her life, but it also, unfortunately, for what she's feeling, made her immortal. So she's not aging. She is forever 19, which sounds miserable. And she can't be killed. And she is now working as like an assassin under the covert branch of the Nationalist Party. And then you have Orion, who is also working for the Nationalists. They get paired up as a unit to go undercover at this newspaper place because they think that there's a plot afoot. Because there are these like chemical killings, like people are being murdered around the city via injection and they don't know what the injection is. And
Yeah.
so they think that this newspaper place has the secrets. So they are going undercover. It's Grumpy Sunshine, but she's the grump and she's so grumpy and he is such sunshine and it's quite lovely. Once again, I devoured it and the ending once again, slay. Because that ending is just, it's so good. It's so funny. It's not funny, haha, but it's also like you as the reader are like, wait, I think I know what this means, and Rosalind is like, who the fuck is this? And you're like, wait, could it be? Yeah, it's excellent. And I see so many things. Like there's this one thing that I didn't pick up on my first read because I read them so far apart. But because I read the duology really recently, I realized that there is Oliver Hong, which is Orion's brother, actually appears in the first duology, just not by
Oh.
name. So he like runs into Celia, who is Rosalind's sister, in the first duology, and like they have like an interaction, and so now they are even more further along in that.
That's so
Like
crazy.
I was like, wait, did not pick up on that, and it's so I'm like, this woman, like, how did you do this? Crazy. I loved it. And then I read Still Into You by Erin Connor. More on that shortly. And that has been my week. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Do you have a fictional boyfriend this week?
I do. And as I predicted last week, Dax Nakamura, I don't need to say anything else.
No.
I don't need to say anything else. Yeah, there's not much else I have to say about that. But Dax for sure. But once again, Orion Hung from Foul Lady Fortune, because he is just the most excitable little golden retriever boy.
Sweet baby.
He is so funny, especially paired with Rosalind because she does not like him, and it's so funny. It's so funny. She's so grumpy, and he is just like bouncing around, like, "Hey, wait, what about this? What about this? Let's do this." And I can't. But also, Oliver, okay, his brother, because how are you going to say nation over everything, but not you, sweetheart, never your life, and me not fall in love with you a little bit?
I mean, fair.
I, I was like, wait, what?
Valid.
Like, this man straight up left his family, turned communist spy, and abandoned his family, but yet he is saying, just kidding, not for you? I will never turn my back on you. I'm sorry, what?
Sold.
I love him. I love him. I just... And also, it's made much clearer in this series that Celia is trans. She's a trans woman versus it's kind of hinted at, but not explicitly said in These Violent Delights. And this one, it's very clear. But also, like, Oliver is so, like, she wears a necklace that kind of hides, her neck because it looks different on somebody who was born a man. And she's very self-conscious about it, and because she knows there are people who aren't gonna like. And he's like, do you ever think about like taking it off because you don't need it? And I'm just like,
oh,
okay,
angel.
I love him. I know he's just the side character, but I love him. So those are mine for this week. How about you?
It's got to be Anthony Bridgerton. I haven't even seen the man this season. He's not here yet. But he is still. I mean, you were the bane of my existence.
He's at the top of mind.
And the object of all of my desires. Enough said. And being Jonathan Bailey doesn't hurt.
I mean,
that never hurt anybody either.
Yeah, no.
So
no.
Yeah,
that is so
Bridgerton
valid.
Count.
Love it.
Yeah.
That sound means we have an intruder alert.
It's another repeat offender.
We are talking to Erin Connor about Still Into You. Hi.
Hello.
We missed you. Welcome back.
I missed you too. I was so excited to get your email.
Yay. Okay, so before we get started, I just have to let you know, I can't fucking stand you, Erin.
Well, stop flirting with me.
Okay, my dear, give us the elevator pitch of the book for the people who have not heard of it.
Okay, this is my favorite thing to do. Still Into You is my love letter to elder emos. It is about Dax Nakamura, who is a frontman for a metal band, and he has not given an interview in 8 years, but he finally decides to break his silence. But he has one condition: his ex-girlfriend, Sloane Donovan, has to be the one to write it. And
I don't think you understand how much I enjoyed this book because I married a metal frontman. So, like,
I remember talking about this last time, and I completely forgot until right now. And I was like,
this is our moment.
I was listening to the audiobook, and there were so many times where I had to like stop because I was like dying, and I would have to tell him, I told him, you can tell that this was written by someone who loves metal, and is specifically like went to like metal shows of like the local your
Mhm.
friendly neighborhood metal band, because like at one point you talk about like a clip of a movie
Yeah,
scene in the middle of a song.
the V for
Their
Vendetta.
band
Yeah.
walked out to an R. Kelly intro, and then in the middle of another song, there was a line from the Boondock Saints where they would just stop, and it would be like right before a breakdown, and it'd be the Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
How many concerts did you have to attend for research when you were writing this?
Um, I actually
Hundreds?
I didn't really go to that many, like at least within like the breadth of writing the book, because I originally started writing the book in 2000, so there were no sorry, in 2020 when there were no
Oh
concerts.
no, yeah.
So I started writing it as my way of like feeding my need for live music. And I've been to a few shows like since then. But I did have the thought, like I hadn't sold this book yet, but I went to like When We Were Young Fest and I was like, I feel like this should
Oh,
be like a write-off.
jealous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
technically, yeah.
technically, yeah. I don't see why
That
Um,
was
not.
research.
yeah, but would say like most of the concerts I went to were that I pulled from for this book were when I was like 15, 16, 17 years old and just this little scene kid in the middle of nowhere, Georgia, like driving. Like you had to go to MySpace bulletins to find
Hmm.
like where the shows were. And then you had to print out your MapQuest directions because there was no Google Maps. And for some reason, my parents were like, yeah, we trust this 16-year-old with no sense of direction to drive an hour away to a field in the middle of nowhere and go to this show for a band
I
she doesn't
feel like we
know.
had the same life. Because
Yeah.
same.
I,
Yeah.
I I would not be surprised if y'all had ended up at like the same concerts.
We
Like
honestly
you
probably
probably were
were.
in the
We
same
probably
space.
were.
Did you grow up in the
Because
South?
yeah, I'm in Macon,
Oh,
Georgia.
yes, we probably were. Okay, it's all coming back to me now,
Yeah.
like a Celine Dion fan.
We
Um,
talk about like with my husband too. Like I went because first his first little band was Our Downfall, and then it was Fun in Washington and Awakener, and it's like I went to those shows
yeah, I
and
probably
you
did.
were
I
there.
can't tell you, I can't remember the name of a single band that I saw
Yeah.
back then. None of them exist anymore. Our
Yeah.
local band did, they did like make like alternative press one time, and that was like a big deal. They
Yeah.
were like
Yeah.
our metal band. Um, but yeah, I couldn't tell you a single thing. But I remember like going to skate parks and like my
Yep.
crush was there and I had brought like a blanket because it was cold and we like cuddled at the skate park watching a show and like, there was like I put this in the book, but the venue that's like behind the Mexican restaurant that's literally like a gravel lot where the dumpsters are, like that was our venue.
Yeah.
Um, like we were in the middle of nowhere. Like
We had one that was behind a little, it was called DJ's Galaxy Quest, and it was like an arcade that had like mini golf too and like go-karts, but it was like a three wall, like slanted roof skate park called Bentwood, and like everybody had shows at Bentwood, and then there was like people let them do metal shows at churches.
oh yeah, that was a big thing. The youth group
Yeah.
rooms.
So
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of churches and yeah,
Hmm.
fields.
Yep. It's so
That's
weird.
Same life. We were
so
probably at some of the same shows.
Probably. That's so crazy. I
Truly.
love that like synchronicity kind of thing of like we've probably done
Yeah.
this before.
I'm
Yeah.
obsessed. That's
And it was
amazing.
so like this book was so nostalgic. Like I want to cry.
I honestly
I,
thought I
the
was
day
like,
bygone
I don't
days.
know if this book is gonna like flop because it's so specific to me. Like I wrote it for teenage me that I was like, I have to write this book. Like I need to write it. But I was like, is this too niche and weird? And so I've been very like pleasantly surprised. It's been so fun like finding all my fellow emos through this
Yeah.
Yeah.
process. I'm like, there's a lot of us out here.
Yes.
I
It was
feel
never a
like a lot,
phase.
no, I feel like a lot of us who grew up at around the same time very much went through the same not a phase
Yeah.
that, like it was a whole movement of just
Mhm.
every single teenager at this specific time was going through it.
But see, I'm still in it. Like Taking Back Sunday
Same.
is always in my wrapped every single year without fail. Taking Back
Yeah.
Sunday is gonna be one of my number one artists.
The funniest thing was like going through edits of this book with my editors and them being like, so what's a breakdown? And so we're like, They're like, I thought I knew what a mosh pit was, but I clearly don't. And so it was like a fun challenge to figure out how to describe these concepts to a reader
Yeah.
who is unfamiliar, but not in a way that feels like mansplaining to the rest of us that
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So it kind of like challenged me as a writer to like get really into like the sensory details of the moment, which I do think ultimately strengthened those scenes.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, I want them to feel how a breakdown feels because it's such
Yeah.
a moment. And I'm like, if you've never experienced one before, I need you to. But I
I
had so much
know.
fun. Like
Because you can feel it in your soul. You're
I
like,
sent videos to
oh,
my editor. I was like, so this is a push pit, this is a circle pit, this
there's
is
a
a
wall
wall
of
of
death.
death. And it just was, I was like, man, this is like never in my wildest dreams did I think that these would be the emails I'd be sending to my editor. We also had like a whole thread about Dax's tattoos. Like,
There's one part where he walks out and he does like I call it like the pig grunt. You know what I'm talking about? Where and
mhm.
he like they introduce fine,
Yeah.
that is so like perfect. All of it was just like I felt like we're seeing Bad Omens next month, which I don't know that I would classify them as metal,
Yeah.
but I'm like so excited
I'm
now.
well, know that I'm jealous because they're my white whale currently. I've
Really?
been trying to catch them. I missed them by like a week a few years ago when they were here, and then they canceled a show in Portland and they have not come back since.
Oh no.
So me and Bad Omens have beef. They don't know it,
Oh
but
no.
yeah.
So we saw them a couple of years ago. They were with, I think it was Under Oath and Spirit Box. And my husband was like, I don't even
Elite
really
lineup.
like Bad Omens that much. Like, we're going to go down to the merch. And now they're like one of his favorite bands.
Hmm.
So I got him the tickets for his birthday. We're going to see them in Nashville. But every time they play on his, like in the car when he's driving, I'm like, remember when you talked shit about them and we went to buy merch when you could have seen them? And now here you are. And he's like, I just hadn't given them a shot. I wasn't paying enough attention.
So funny story about Bad Omens actually is they helped me fix a plot point.
Really?
Stop. No
Yeah.
way.
So you'll get this if you've seen this video, but the final thing that I do, or like the call and response, was kind of
Uh-huh.
inspired by the concrete jungle thing that they
Uh-huh.
do. And I saw a video where Noah was in the crowd doing the concrete jungle chant and then like went to the stage. And I thought that that was like how they started their show was like him in the crowd. And I was like, that's ballsy. It's not how
Yeah.
they start the show, and he's only ever done it once, apparently. But my misinterpretation of it fixed a plot point because I really needed Sloane and Dax to like talk right before he goes on stage. So the scene where like Dax comes to find Sloane in the crowd and then starts the show from the crowd is
Yeah.
because I saw that clip of Bad Omens, and so I'm like,
That is so
so
Oh
much
cool.
for fixing my plot point because I was like, Sloane would never be like backstage during a show. She would want to watch from the audience. But I was
Yeah.
like, but if he's going on stage, how do I get them to have this moment?
I
Oh,
know exactly what you're talking about
that
too.
is,
Yeah.
It was a
yeah.
logistical nightmare. So thank you, Bad Omens, for fixing my plot point.
I'm going to
Does that
manifest that I'll be able to tell them about it. How about that?
I
Yeah.
need you to read this book because you fixed the plot point.
No, absolutely not. That's like my worst nightmare is to have someone actually in the industry like read my book because I'm like, what if I got something wrong? I probably did, but I don't want to know about it.
Yeah, fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
I did a lot of research to get stuff right, but I'm sure I still got something
I
wrong.
was gonna ask, like, what was the research process like for,
Project.
especially, I know project, for, all of the technical stuff behind the scenes, like with Sloane and her whole job, and then the bands and all of that.
I mean the journalist thing I did a little bit of research for, but mostly I just tried to like lean on also being a writer and kind of approaching it from that angle. Um, but the actual like journalism and deadline thing, I was like, oh, this is a nightmare. Like, 'cause I had to incorporate it into the timeline of my book and like what's a realistic deadline and the turnaround time and like when do things go to print? How quickly do they go to print? Oh my gosh. I like put an all call on my Instagram stories one day and was like, is anyone a journalist? Can you please talk to me? I'm getting so overwhelmed in the logistics. So, which is why Sloane's deadline gets moved out in the book because I was like, She needs more time. There's no way this is happening this quickly. But as far as like the behind the scenes stuff, I mean, so I wrote a very different version of this book in 2020 as my like coping mechanism. And it was kind of set at like the fictional Warp Tour. It was the 2000 year of their relationship. Um, so I did a lot of research for that on like what goes into being on tour and like how big of a band has a nice bus and like which smaller bands like how are they getting around? Do they have money for hotels? And like I did
Mm-mm.
so much research. I was watching YouTube videos, I was watching interviews, I was going tons of Reddit, so much Reddit. Reddit is the answer to everything in my opinion. Um I use it like Google at this
Me
point.
too. Yeah.
So I did do a lot of research just on reading up on stuff. So by the time I got to writing Still Into You, I like had all that locked and loaded at that point. So that really did help kind of facilitate it. And it also helps that we're only in Sloane's point of view, so I don't have to write like the technical stuff that Dax is doing. Like I kind of get
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
nice little hand wavy pass on that one because we're not in his head. So yeah.
That's true. I didn't think about that. The fact that we're only in Sloane's point of view. So that's a good way to get around research.
Yeah.
I
That's
only
kind
need
of
to know
brilliant.
as much as Sloane would know.
That's so fair. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Writer hack.
Um, you can also tell you're a music person because you referenced the 27 Club. And I'm glad Dax didn't join, but like
Yeah.
I love that you intersperse like music history into the story. Like, did you know, were you intentional in that, or did that just kind of happen organically as you're writing? You're like, oh my God, 27 Club,
Which part? The 27 Club or the music history part?
all of it.
The 27 Club, yes. I like Dax has always been my very sad boy, whom I love so much and would like go to war for. Because I really wanted there's a lot of music, like there's a lot of media around bands, like as far as like TV shows and movies, but they're always so depressing.
Hmm.
It's always like, oh, here's these like young kids and they join this band and they blow up and then all of a sudden they like everyone that was friends now hates each other. They're all like in toxic relationships and then it ends where the band breaks up. And so I was like, I
Hmm.
really want to write a rock band, like piece of media that gets a happy ending. Like,
Yeah.
but I still wanted to address all of the things of like obviously like drugs and depression and addiction are all things that exist in that world. So I wanted to address them in a way that feels realistic, but isn't like the only thing that gets talked about. Like I wanted
Yeah.
to give these people the opportunity to grow and like have lives. And I didn't want to end at like their darkest moment. So
Yeah.
that was kind of important for me that Dax did have this history, but he's healing and like learning to fight for his life, the life that he wants and to want things again. Um, so that was just kind of like my ethos around this book of like I want to address those things that are, kind of intrinsic to this industry, but
Hmm.
also give people the chance to heal and grow, and not just be defined by like their worst moment, which is definitely a
Yeah.
theme for Dax. Um, as far as the history stuff goes, like I don't know. I didn't really intend to include a lot of history. I was actually very careful to not name a lot of bands in the book, especially in this scene, because you never know who the
Yeah.
next person to get
Mhm.
canceled is going to be. So I was like, we're not naming anybody.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's fair.
which then mean I had to make up a lot of bands, which was pretty fun making up band names. I think the only real bands I name are My Chemical Romance, and it was just so I could make a joke.
Yeah.
And couldn't hold myself back from that one. And I think I talk about like maybe like Fleetwood Mac and Pink Floyd.
Yeah. You're
So I
like,
was
they're
like, that's
not.
it. Those are the only bands we're
Yeah.
Yeah,
naming.
I've
that's
my husband met, he was at Furnace Fest it was 2021, so it was still like COVID-y, and I was
Mhm.
scared of crowds. He met Adam Lazzara, who's the singer for Taking Back Sunday, who I have been in love with since I was 13 years old. And he sends me a photo of him and he was like, "Is this him?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "Are you sure?" I would know that man dead. If I was dead and in the ground, I would know Adam Lazzara. So, yes. So he sends me a selfie and I posted it in it was like an Emo's Not Dead Facebook group, but I was so afraid that people were going to be like, ew, creep. Ew, he likes young girls. Everybody commented, "Oh my gosh, when I met him, he was so nice. Oh my gosh, he was such an angel. Oh my God, I had an Uber with him one time. Oh my God, he lit my cigarette one time." It was nobody came out with any allegations, and I was so happy. You're like, he
Uh,
gets a little drunk on stage sometimes. It's like,
yeah,
I'll
it's
take it.
a real minefield. That was like the one thing that I think I did not really include in this. Oh yes, I did address it in this book as well, of like it being like the only thing that their band hasn't been accused of. Like they've been
Yeah.
accused of a lot
Good
of things,
though.
but they're
Yeah.
very good about 18 and older.
Yes.
It is. It's so gross the stuff that's come out. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
that was a really bummer topic. Sorry.
I mean, it's
Oh,
valid though.
it's
yeah.
true. It's the
Yeah.
reality of this industry,
Dark side of
unfortunately.
emo bands.
Yeah. But also like, yeah. Ugh. Yeah.
I had a question and it literally just left my brain.
Okay, I'll do
Go,
one.
go, go.
Do you I don't know if you don't have to answer this one if you don't want to, but I was gonna say, do you have any bands that you based Final off of or like took bits of?
No. That's a very boring answer. Not really. I didn't. The story was always kind of Sloane's story in my brain. Like it started out as like I wanted to write a story about this demisexual girl kind of navigating this, punk scene, which was very like I guess like self-insert for me. And then I always knew that Dax was going to be like who she ended up with, and then as it evolved and Dax became like a more central character because it was more going to be like he was like the implied happily ever after. But then when I was like, okay, this is actually, I'm going to write this as a romance for real. So that was kind of where Dax came front and center. And I didn't have any band that I would say like they're based off of. I would say that their sound is probably most similar to like old A Day to Remember / Devil Wears Prada with like that dual vocalist and also
Hmm.
like the cleans and the heavies. Like that was kind of my like the vibe for Final Revelations. But as far as the band themselves, they're not like Dax isn't really like based off of anyone, and neither are any of the band.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I did kind of like take inspiration from was there's a record label from the scene that was very terrible to their bands. I don't want to name names. I don't think I can get in trouble for it. But it's kind of like a well-known thing that they were
Yeah.
ripping off all their bands. So I did take inspiration from that
Yeah.
for Final Revelations.
I watched somebody lose their eye at a Devil Wears Prada show.
Mindy, what?
Yeah. I'm not a pit girly. I don't want to be mauled. So I would sit back. And
Okay,
so
so
I
I
go
don't
for it. No,
think
tell me.
I don't think that pits are scary, but I also will never go in one.
Yeah.
Like
I saw my
but it's
best friend
mostly
get like
because I think
plowed into by somebody.
I'm just too awkward, like as a human, that
Yeah,
I'm
that
like
too.
not very good at movement. That
Yeah.
I would get myself hurt in the pit. Not it wouldn't be anybody else's fault. It would be me.
Yeah. I would
And
trip and fall and get
but I do have a
trampled.
Divorce Prada story, a pit story, because I saw them like when I was 18, I think, and it was at the Masquerade in Atlanta.
Yes, that's
And that
this.
building is
Don't
on
talk about it, don't
stilts.
cry.
That building's on stilts, and the Divorce Prada got a circle pit going wall to wall,
Yep.
and I could feel the building swaying.
Oh, that was
I
any.
was
Yeah,
like, this is the way I'm gonna die. But also, like, what a way to go.
that could have been the same show. I was sitting like the sound booth was in the middle. It was in heaven
Were they playing with A
upstairs.
Day to Remember?
No,
Okay,
I
that
don't
was the
think so.
tour. That's the tour I went to. It was A Day to
They had
Remember.
this sound booth like in the middle, and I was sitting on the ground with my back to it, and like
That's where
they
I
had
was
done
sitting.
like a wall of death, whatever.
Yeah.
And this guy comes running by, and he's got his hand over his eye, and it's just gushing,
Oh my God.
gushing. It was horrible. There was a year I was probably 19 where I spent literally at least one night every weekend at the Masquerade.
Oh my gosh.
It was like the best year of my
So you're
life.
also a
And now it's
sound
not
you're also
there.
a sound booth girly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
where I
it's
watched
gone.
those.
They were eminent domained and now it's in underground Atlanta. And my husband is like, you can't ever go there by yourself. Like or with anybody that's not me. You're not like it's not safe there
It's so sad. It makes
anymore.
me think of the like the Haley Williams lyric about like all the old punk spaces becoming like grayscale dominoes
Hmm.
or
They
grayscale like
completely
dominoes.
demolished the building and like now it's luxury apartments.
Yeah.
Karen, she's not lying. Like so the venue had heaven, which was upstairs, hell, which was like on the ground floor, and purgatory, which went like left. If you were in heaven, you could feel the floor breaking
Oh
beneath
yeah.
you. If you were in hell, you could see the floor above you.
It was
It was
bananas.
scary. But I also think that I never got COVID because I used the masquerade bathroom, and that's the scariest place on earth. I'm immune. Like, knock on wood. I'm immune from COVID. I peed at the masquerade.
Oh,
Oh
Oh,
my
I wish I
goodness.
could go back just for like one 5 minute set of something, just one song for anybody. I'd give
Okay.
anything.
We
get us back on track, Karen.
I
this has
know,
been
sorry.
I've just been sitting here. I'm enjoying myself.
We're
Y'all
going
have
down
the
memory
conversation.
lane.
No, it's great. It's the best. Unfortunately, we cannot keep Erin forever. We
Yeah.
do have to let her be free. So we will ask you the questions that we always ask because it's the rule here. So, first things first, we have a segment called Fictional Boyfriend of the Week. And every week we pick a character that we love. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend. I've had a fictional granny. Mandy's had a fictional son. We've got fictional pets. Do you what character do you want us to meet right now
Both
that
of
you
ours have
love
been Dax over the
this
last
week?
couple
Oh yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Last week
Thank you.
I was like last week I was
He was
like, you know what,
mine.
guys, next week, guys, I'm calling it now. Next week it's gonna be Dax. I don't
Yeah.
need to say anything further. And I was correct. It was indeed Dax. So, but what character like do you think that we need to meet right now?
Oh man. Okay. Have I ever read a book before?
No, probably
Or
not.
seen a movie or,
Or played a
Yeah.
video
watched a
game,
show. What is a
nothing.
book? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna say because I'm currently reading Sunk in Love by Heather McBreen. I would say I have a feeling that Liam is gonna be my book boyfriend of the week.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. We've heard good things about that one. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to get
excited.
back to it. I'm on deadline right now, so I had to stop reading and I was like, oh,
Why?
I know.
No.
The curse of being an author is you just get stuck reading your own book over and over again.
Yeah.
And then like
That's
when you
so
do get to actually read, you're just like, yes, finally.
true. That is so true.
Okay, I'm going to change the next question up a little bit since you're on
Yes.
deadline. It's normally like what books would you recommend, but let's go with what music would you recommend for people who are into or going to get into still into you? Like what what are the genre defining bands for you or your favorites or
I do think I think a couple bands in my acknowledgments of like what I was listening to. I think if you're trying to get into heavy music, then bands kind of like Bad Omens and Sleep Token are like a good place to start because they're not that heavy.
Mhm.
Or they're like more approachable with like having like clean vocals and not all screams. But then like obviously like Homesick by A Day to Remember is like that's my like You Could Wake Me Up from a Coma album.
It's
Um,
such a good album.
it's such a good album. It got me through my first heartbreak. And then I really like The Devil Wears Prada's new stuff. I feel like that's a hot take. But I love the evolution of that
Yeah.
band. I've been listening to specifically like Chemical. That's one of my Dax songs for sure. I also love The Plot in You. Um, and also Dayseeker. Oh, so good.
Daisy.
Bill
Yeah.
Murray. Obsessed with Bill Murray. Immediately puts me in a good mood every time. Um, and I've been listening to Fall Out Boy's Folie à Deux. I don't think I'm saying that right. I don't speak French, but that
Well,
album, oh
yeah.
yeah, I've been listening to that album a lot. Also puts me in a good mood instantly. So yeah.
I'm with like I love all of the above. I do like I had a like life affirming moment, I guess, like a core memory with A Day to Remember. I saw them at Warped Tour one year and I had gone through a breakup with my high school boyfriend and we dated a long time. And so like it was necessary and I wasn't exactly sad, but like he, I guess, was there. And my friends were trying to like keep me from seeing him all day because they're like, we don't want him to. They're playing, I think it was the plot to bomb. Is it the, I think it's the plot to bomb Panhandle where they say, I'll make my stand right here with my friends. He
Mhm.
walked by us as I'm surrounded
Oh,
by all of them. And it's like a breakup song where it's like, you suck,
yeah.
you're the worst. And I've got all like my best friends all around me. And I was like, this is like the moment. This is so like, I still think about like how like special all my little friends made me feel
Hmm.
listening to A Day to Remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love it.
it's special.
The one of the
Okay.
initial titles for Still Into You was If It Means a Lot to You. And I was
Oh,
like I was
if
like,
I ever had to
that's
do
it's
like
way
a
too
duet on
long.
karaoke, that
Oh,
would be my song.
oh my gosh. That song, me, like I went through my first breakup in high school and like around the time that song came out and like oh my God, that song saved
Yeah.
me through my little emo breakup.
Yeah. My husband and I, when it comes on, we'll like duet it in the car, but I'm like, yeah, that's
So
my
good.
go-to. If I were gonna get drunk enough to do karaoke, I would do that.
I'm not a karaoke girl. You're not gonna get me on
No.
stage.
Guys, it's so fun though. Because everybody's drunk and nobody sounds good. It's a blast.
See,
I
I don't like
I
to
swear.
did
do
it
things unless
once.
I'm good at them. So that's like antithetical to me. And like I wrote that into Sloan as well of just like I don't want to be the center of attention. Like I don't want to be on a stage. Like I am much happier being like on the wall watching. Like I'm still having a great time. I'll have resting bitch face the whole time, but I'm
Yeah. You're
enjoying
gonna be like,
myself.
she was
Yeah.
miserable. And he's like, no, I was
No,
having the time of
I love
my life.
it. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
loved
so
it.
I wish I was the type of person that enjoyed karaoke, but it's just like antithetical to my very being.
That's
And
Yeah, I
fair.
like watching everybody else. I've done it
Watching is really
once
fun.
because I
yeah,
was drinking.
Yeah.
But
I don't think
yeah,
you
I
can
don't want
I
be
do
to.
drunk
I
I don't want to
but
either.
I don't generally do it. I just like to watch.
yeah.
It's really
I,
funny.
the problem is that all my friends are like theater and musical nerds, so like they're really good. So
Yeah.
That's
like,
It's
yeah,
like I
oh,
don't
I'm
that's
sorry,
fair.
you're over there singing Whitney Houston like it's nothing, and I'm supposed to
yeah.
go after you? No.
I saw
That's so
somebody
fair.
who is the girl? Is it Rachel Zegler? She was in the Hunger Games movie and she did karaoke of Chapel Roan and the whoever's recording the video was like, I'm supposed to go next.
No.
Like, girl, I would fake some sort of illness
No,
and leave.
I'm gone.
Go home.
I've left the building.
This is just where you throw in the towel. I can't follow
Can't
you,
follow
sorry.
that.
No. All right, one final question, my dear. What comes next? Can you talk about it? The next book, the next project, whatever you're working on? Anything you can
Um,
give us?
I don't want to say too much, which I feel bad because I gave you guys so much last time. But I I am working on another book and I'm kind of pitching it as like The Bear meets Midnight in Paris. So
I'm
Oh,
sold with the bear.
I mean, sold. We're in.
yeah, I said this before we started, but yeah, I went to culinary school and worked in kitchens like in my early 20s before I got burnt out. So it's taken me a few years to be like ready to like process my my kitchen trauma. But I am very excited to write it because like I love The Bear.
Yeah.
It's like the most realistic piece of chef media we've ever gotten. And I'm kind of excited to bring that energy to a chef book.
I'm
Where
excited for you to do that.
yeah, I had a
That's
call
so
had a call with
exciting.
my agent about it this morning and I was like, is it too much kitchen stuff? Because I'm like, they're always at work. And she was like, no.
Not at all.
I'm into it. I
Never.
was like, okay, good. Because I'm like, I have a lot of stuff I want to say about working in kitchens.
Oh my
So
gosh.
Oh, I can't wait. I
yeah,
can't wait, which is the perfect time to remind you that you are legally obligated to come back for all future book releases.
of course,
It is the rule. So
I'd love
we'll
to.
keep our eyes peeled for that.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, when y'all are listening to this, Still Into You is out. You can go pick up a copy
Go get
right
it.
now.
It's so good.
It's so
It'll make
good.
your little
Look
emo
at
heart happy.
and just this, all of this is just so beautiful. Like how do you
Yeah.
how do you survive the cover? Like
Gorgeous.
I'm spoiled with Guy Shields' art. He does such a
Stunning,
good job.
amazing, perfection.
Mm.
Go pick up a copy. Erin, as always, it is lovely to talk to you. This was the best.
Thank
I
you
will
so much
see
for
you next
having me.
weekend.
And I'll see you
I know, I'm so jealous.
I'll see you again soon, I'm sure.
I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope so. This episode is coming out the 13th. So if y'all are in Atlanta,
Come
go
to
Come
up
see, come
Love
go
find
Y'all.
to
us.
yeah,
Yeah.
go walk around, find them, go to Love Y'all. I don't know about tickets, but you can go. Somebody will be there
I'll be
walking
Yeah.
there.
around outside.
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you,
All right.
Erin. We'll talk soon.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Bye. I love her
I
so
love her
much.
so much.
So
We
so
had like the
much.
same upbringing, and I love it.
I'm convinced you went to the same shows.
Yeah.
At
We
least
were,
a couple,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
As soon as she
obsessed.
said the masquerade, I was like sold.
Yeah. I remember you talking about the masquerade in the
I
past
love
on the
it so
podcast, and I was
much.
like, wait, this sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
Yay.
would love to go back.
Okay, time
All
for
right, time
a
for
couple announcements,
announcements.
technically.
A
I mean, I
couple,
guess it's
yeah.
one announcement, but there's two parts to it.
Yeah.
So next week, we have not one, but two interviews. We are going to be talking to, oh God, so many books. H. Leighton Dixon about Ship of Spells, and then Rachel Van Dyken about Fallen Gods. I'm so excited.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
It's gonna be so much fun. Oh,
Here we
and both
go.
of those books are out, so y'all can read it, and then you can come
Or
enjoy the
listen to an
conversation.
audiobook. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yay. Is it time? Are we doing a spiel?
I think it's time for a spiel.
Is that where we're at? Okay.
I think the show dogs want to help us do a
They
spiel.
they're really into it. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you are listening to us. Follow us on social media. We are at The Incoherent Fangirl on all the things. Visit our website, theincoherentfangirl.com, where you can also stream all of our episodes as well as read our blog. Subscribe to Patreon for early access to podcast episodes, full video episodes, bonus content, and the opportunity to ask questions of our guests, because that's a new thing that we've added. So do that. It's fun. We love asking questions.
Right, Roma?
Right. He's really staring down this microphone.
He's
so
like
confused
my
by it.
arch nemesis. I want to fist fight it.
Yeah, that he really is like so confused. Okay, if you would like to support the show, you can also grab some merch at our merch store, theincoherentfangirl.com/shop. Mandy gets bored with an iPad, she makes cute things, and you should buy them. Okay, thanks.
Yes, that.
If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, design ideas, you want to tell us we're pretty, you want to tell the show dogs they're super cute,
I mean,
look at them.
how could you not?
How could you not? Send us an email at theincoherentfangirl@gmail.com. We love, all four of us love hearing from you, okay?
Yes.
And then one last way to support the podcast, and it's free, is you can rate and review on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Give us your words.
We love words.
We love
here.
words. We love
Don't
them.
send us your math problems. Send us your
No,
words.
no, don't do that. We don't love numbers. We love words, okay? Thank you. Thank you. She is at Mandy Perv on all the things.
She's at Ms. Made in China on all the things.
And once you followed us on social media and you follow the podcast on social media, you can head over and visit our internet besties and do some self-care, because we love you and we want you to stick around
Yes.
forever,
We want you to
okay?
be happy.
First stop, you're going to go to herecomestenerd.com, use code fangirl, and you'll get 20% off your first order.
Then you're going to head over to onceuponabookclub.com. You can subscribe. You can get some standalone goodies. You can get complete boxes. If you use code Karen10, you'll get 10% off. But you have to spell Karen right, or we're going to drop you in the middle right before a wall of death happens. Baby, you don't want that. Trust me.
And
Trust me.
You're going to head over and visit our friend Amber D. Lewis at amberdlewis.com. Add 10 of everything to your cart. Add code fangirl10, and then you'll get 10% off the 10 of everything, which I'm pretty sure mathematically means you've got one of everything for free. So you're welcome.
What can we say except you're welcome? Last but not least, you're going to support my family, because somebody's got to buy the treats.
Yeah.
Okay. For the show dog. And look at him. He's never had a treat in his life.
He needs
Cue
some
the
treats.
Sarah McLachlan music. He's very ignored, very overlooked. Only you can help him. Um, so first you can support the show husband. You can follow at Borna Josh on all the things. Then you can follow at Searchers Believe on everything. That's his paranormal investigation group. If you go to searchersbelieve.com/shop and use code fangirl10, you'll get 10% off of merch, also designed by yours truly. Did you see this side eye? Good
Yeah,
God.
he's been.
Sassy. You can follow at Searchers Podcast. That's our spooky podcast that I'm producer Mandy on. Where we just talk about lore and legends and spooky stuff. And last but most important, go follow at Stream Beacon TV on all the things. That's our new streaming platform that is paranormal horror, true crime content. We're coming for you, Netflix. So look
Hmm.
out. Really exciting things in the works right now. You can follow at Stream Beacon TV on everything. If you'd like to subscribe, it's less than a cup of coffee a month. But if you go to streambeacontv.com and use code fangirl10, you get 10% off your subscription, making it even less of a cup of coffee every month. And then last but not least, I wrote a book. It's called The Living and the Dead. It's about a girl who was born a ghost and the Reaper who would die to get her to look at him. I'm actively working on book 2. If you would like a copy, you can. I did try to spray some edges, paint some edges. It did not. It did not look great. That's a copy that's going to stay hidden in the bowels of my house. But if you would like a copy with no sprayed edges or painted edges that looks nice, you can head to aepurvis.com and use code Aaron Warner to get 10% off because it would not be me if I did not make something about Aaron Warner.
That's a
I would have
fact.
been body snatched. So,
100%. We would be calling the
and
police.
copies on my website are also autographed by my co-author, George Bailey.
He's
So,
so freaking cute.
and he's so tired. You're ready to
Little
go to bed, aren't you,
baby.
buddy?
All
He's ready
right.
for his medicine. That's what it is.
Well, that was
That was
the
the
Incoherent
Incoherent Fangirl. Very
Fangirl.
emo episode of the Incoherent
We love
Fangirl.
it. Thanks for
Thank
listening.
you.
We
We
love
love you.
you. Bye.
Bye.
We are sponsored by our friends at Here Comes the Nerd. Pins, stickers, magnets, and more. Here Comes the Nerd has happy art for all fandom-loving hearts. New customers can use coupon code FANGIRL during checkout for 20% off their first order at HereComesTheNerd.com. Coupon applies to ready-to-ship items only.